Hello and welcome to the third edition of the Cardiff City audio descriptive matchday programme for our game against Plymouth Argyle. This week we'll be talking about the manager's message, the blue words, a look at our previous fixtures and a look at our opposition for today, Plymouth Argyle. First of all, a message from the manager. Dear Bluebirds, welcome back to our home. Today we face a strong Plymouth Argyle side who will provide a real test. That's exactly what we want. It's an opportunity for us to produce a performance that gives us the best possible chance to win in front of our people. The team was outstanding away at Luton Town. The result was a reward for the work we put in. But what stood out just as much was the support we received. The scenes at the final whistle, players and fans celebrating it together, were incredibly powerful. That's what drives us every single day. We need to keep that feeling with us. We have to attack every game with full commitment and keep playing our football, our way, right until the final whistle. As we approach the end of the transfer window, I want our supporters to know that we're working to add specific qualities to the squad that will complement the talent we already have. We're proud of the players coming through our academy, and with that comes responsibility. The standards for any player representing this club must remain incredibly high. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to Tom Cleverley and everyone from Plymouth Argyle. We hope they enjoy their visit and wish them a safe journey home. This stadium has already hosted some special moments this season. Our players have approached every match with intensity, aggression and belief, and today will be no different. That is our guarantee. The energy we felt coming back from the stands has just been powerful. The connection between this team and its supporters means everything. You've given us more than we could ask. Thank you for being with us once again. Be with us. City as one. Now we move on to the blue word, a roundup of the recent Cardiff City news. Sol Bamba, forever a bluebird. This weekend marks 1 year since we sadly lost City legend Sol Bamba. Sol was a hero to all of us, a leader in the dressing room and a true gentleman. His impact on our football club as a player and as a coach was immeasurable. During the 14th minute of today's game, we are encouraging all supporters within the CCS to join in a minute of applause as we remember a real City great. Carabao Cup Round 3, Burnley vs City. The Bluebirds will travel to Burnley in the third round of the Carabao Cup. City booked their place in Round 3 with a 3-0 win over Cheltenham Town, while the Clarets defeated Derby County 2-1 in the second round. Tickets and match details will be announced in due course. On Wednesday, we announced centre-back Dylan Lawler has put pen to paper on a contract extension with the Bluebirds. Lawler has signed new 3-year terms in the Welsh capital which will keep him at the club until the summer of 2028. Dylan joined the academy at the age of 7 before progressing through the age groups. He made his senior debut in the Emirates FA Cup against Aston Villa in February 2025. Prior to his first league start coming on the opening day of the current campaign against Peterborough United. The centre-back has been a key part of a City defence that has conceded just 2 goals in all competitions so far this campaign. Speaking to Cardiff City TV, Dylan said, "I'm buzzing to sign a new contract and I'm really pleased to get it over the line. It's been a learning experience so far this season. I feel like I'm growing with each game and hopefully I can carry that on throughout the campaign. It's a very exciting time and inspiring for the academy. On the first day against Peterborough United, we had 9 academy graduates in the squad, so it's a great time to be a young player at the club." Now we move on to our recent match reports. Luton Town 0, Cardiff City 1. Cardiff City maintained their unbeaten start of the Sky Bet League 1 season with a 1-0 away win against Luton Town. The first half was end-to-end with plenty of chances for both sides. For the Bluebirds, David Turnbull twice went close, whilst Callum Robinson's audacious attempt from the halfway line had Luton keeper Josh Keeley scrambling. At the other end, Luton were keeping Nathan Trott busy, but the City keeper was equal to everything. George Saville, Lasse Nordas and Mark McGuinness were all denied by the shot stopper as the first half ended goalless. Barry Murphy's side would capitalise on Trott's excellence as the Bluebirds took the lead midway through the second half. Chris Willock skipped through the Hatters' defence, sitting down McGuinness in the process, before slotting the ball into the bottom corner. That goal knocked the stuffing out of Luton, who couldn't find a way through for the rest of the game, as all 3 points returned to the Welsh capital. Barry Murphy commented, "I'm ecstatic. was an end-to-end game where both teams went for it. There were slightly different styles in terms of how we played the game, but it was equally effective. So for us to come out at the right side of the scoreline is really beneficial for us. It was very enjoyable. Match report: Cardiff City 3, Cheltenham Town 0. Cardiff City advanced to the third round of the Carabao Cup with a comfortable 3-0 win over Cheltenham Town. It only took 11 minutes for City to find the opener, as Isaac Davis from inside his own half into the Cheltenham territory were finding in the far corner of these. Yusuf Salek and Tanatswa Nyakua both had chances to score, but it was Callum Chambers who would add the second by heading home Davis's corner. The Robins could have pulled one back before the break from the penalty spot, but Matt Turner produced an excellent save to deny Lee Angle. 7 minutes into the second half and the Colra brothers got into the act. Rubin found Joel with a clever through ball before the latter prowled into the bottom corner. Both sides had chances to score before the end. Ethan Archer hit the crossbar for Michael Flynn's side, while Chris Willock was denied by the keeper, but it was the Bluebirds who would march into the third round. Introducing Plymouth Argyle. It's been a busy summer down in the southwest, following relegation from the Championship at the end of last season. A drawn-out managerial departure was neither anticipated nor appreciated at home park. After the end to the last season that saw a seemingly galvanised club battle so valiantly against the drop, Miran Muslic was lured away by second Bundesliga side Schalke, leaving a disappointed Argyle seeking their fourth permanent appointment in just 18 months. In Tom Cleverley, though, they found a hungry, driven manager whose previous fanbase at Watford can scarcely believe that his services were dispensed with at Vicarage Road, after looking like the man most likely to buck the trend of their ever-changing stewardship. In terms of playing personnel, there had been a huge turnover to speak of, with 13 new faces in the first-team squad at the time of writing. The transfer window still doesn't slam shut until 7 p.m. on Monday, while 16 have departed the club either permanently or on loan in order to facilitate. Amongst the outs are a smattering of individuals whose time has simply come to a conclusive end at home park. Yet, there was also a handful of key components to the club's recent successes who made immediate returns to the Championship level, or equivalent, and whose loss will surely be felt. Hometown lad Adam Randall made 173 appearances prior to his departure to Bristol City this summer, and Ryan Hardy had scored 74 times in green and white prior to being poached away by Wrexham in a protracted transfer that seemed to begin 12 months prior. Even Maxim Talavirov, whose short time with the club lasted just 13 appearances and ended in relegation, was an almost instant cult figure for his defensive heroics in January's FA Cup shock defeat of Liverpool, and then the towering header that gave the Pilgrims the lead and the fans a glimmer of hope in the defeat away at Manchester City in the next round. The transition back to League One, the division which they had been promoted out as champions their last time here in 2022-2023, has not been plain sailing. They lost each of their last 4 games to start the season before claiming a vital 3 points at home against Blackpool last weekend. By contrast, they notched just 7 defeats in the entirety of their promotion ceiling season of the 2022-23 en route to a 101-point haul. Head to head, both sides have a win apiece, with it on the shield on 2 occasions since Boxing Day 2023, and while Plymouth's 3-1 win at home park in January 2024 was decisive, City's 5-0 victory at home last October was nothing short of a procession. Know your opponent. Plymouth Argyle. Goalkeepers. With Northern Ireland international Conor Hazard currently sidelined with a knee problem, the starting gloves have been handed to Summerside and Luca Ashby-Hammond instead. A product of Fulham's academy set-up, the 24-year-old made the jump to home park during the off-season following spells with Aldershot, Crawley Town, Notts County and Gillingham in recent seasons. Defensive unit. Club captain Joe Edwards made his first start of the season in the midweek cup exit down the road, but it's been Hungarian international Kornél Schütz who started the last 3 league games there, despite the spending much of last season operating on the right of the back 3. On the left flank, Tom Cleverley looks to mould former Bristol City youngster Ayman Benarous into a fullback, having spent much of his injury-hampered professional career to this point as a winger. There's a chance that the Pilgrims debut a new centre-half pairing this afternoon in hopes of changing their early season League One fortunes. Charlton loanee Alex Mitchell and Zimbabwean international Brendan Galloway have been paired together for the past 2 league games, and that certainly stemmed the tide of goals that they had been conceding. Yet new signing Matthias Ross is waiting in the wings following his arrival from Turkish giants Galatasaray, and the former Danish under-21 international could get his introduction today. Engine room. The Pilgrims made a social media splash early this summer with the cheeky signing of Caleb Watts from bitter local rivals Exeter City, and the young Aussie has probably been the pick of the club's 30 new signings thus far. Operating as the most advanced of the midfield trio, he started all 5 league games, scored on debut, and has looked a creative threat in every game since. The 2 deeper lying roles should continue to be occupied by Malachi Boateng, who scored a stunning individual goal in last week's 1-0 win over Blackpool, and Bradley Ibrahim, who joined from Hertha Berlin earlier this summer, but caught the eye of Plymouth's scouting team whilst on loan at Crawley Town last season. Forward line. There will be a familiar ponytail leading the line for visitors today. Just 23 days since locking horns with Dylan Lawler and Callum Chambers for Port Vale in City's first away game of the campaign, Laurent Tolage is set to do battle with the Bluebirds' back line again after Cleverley side activated his release clause to lure him down to Devon. The versatile Bailey Mumba has almost exclusively been used on the left wing this season, having spent much of his career at home park up to this point marauding up and down either flank as an energetic wing-back. Xavier Amici should keep his place on the opposite side. A Bath-born product of the Arsenal Academy, he's returned to the English football after 6 seasons in the German second tier with 3 separate sides. Young talent Tegan Finn signed his first professional contract, a 3-year deal with the Pilgrims early this week. That's all we have time for this week at Cardiff City's Audio Descriptive Matchday programme. We wish the side well ahead of their game against Plymouth Argyle.